So, hello, my name is Caroline Welsh, and I did my honors thesis in economics on the connection between the career and family plans of Meredith students. So, starting with the statistic, about 1/3 of women who took a significant amount of time off work for their family related reasons say that doing this hurt their career compared with just 18% of men. So, women are sort of expected to make this decision on how to invest their time and are usually expected to balance both career and family. In the chart on the left, you can see how women more than men are having to make these sacrifices in their career for family decisions. So how do college-age women make investment decisions around career and family, given that they know they'll have to in the future? So this can be explained through the human capital model. On the top right, you can see how educational investment decisions are made by doing a kind of cost-benefit analysis. So in the case on the top right, the benefits are a lot greater than the indirect and direct costs. Whereas below, you can see for the returns of a discontinuous worker, the benefits are a lot smaller because they're taking time out of the workforce. So while they're still getting a college education and making that investment of direct and indirect costs, they're not getting quite the same benefit that they would if they had stayed in the workforce continuously throughout their lives, basically. So traditional family responsibilities lead women to choose careers where there is more flexibility and less depreciation of relevant skills, so as they can get the most benefit out of their investment in their education. So a study done by Erin and Cech called Mechanism or Myth sort of goes over this family plans thesis, which is really similar to the human capital model, where they talk about how young men and women with family plans accommodate those plans in their career decisions by choosing college majors and post-grad occupations that kind of facilitate their fulfillment of their anticipated roles. So what she found looking at college age men and women was that for a majority of them, that big light gray area, their family plans had no influence on their career. And this was because they saw career as a decision and a choice that you need to make in college, kind of like you're thinking about what you want to do after you graduate, and then significant later time, that's when you start thinking about making a family and those sort of family plans. So they're kind of two distinct stages of decision making instead of kind of a decision that you would consider all factors. So this study of 3 co-ed schools does not support the human capital model, but I wanted to see whether or not it could be representative for an all-female college like Meredith College. So my research objective was to see whether or not the human capital model can accurately predict the career and family investment decisions of Meredith College students. So I did this by sending out a survey to Meredith College undergrad with questions regarding plans for career and family. I got 158 total responses, and that then I narrowed down to 102 responses who had clear career goals. And so I did this because I wanted to add in this variable of percent of women in occupation as a variable that represents which career choices are traditionally more family friendly. So for the career goal that they indicated, I kind of assigned this percentage from the Department of Labor website. So for example, a preschool teacher, someone who wants to be a preschool teacher is going into a career that is 97.4% female compared to an engineer, which is more male dominated. So for the results of these family friendliness, we saw that a vast majority of the people who responded are hoping to go into careers that are majority female or with a percentage higher than 50%. And so you can kind of see the distribution in the histogram of how the respondents are more skewed towards those higher percentages rather than just 25% of them responding they want to go into a more male-dominated career. So then I ran a multiple regression with the dependent variable being that percentage, with independent variables being Major classification, so arts, humanities, education and social sciences, business, and then mathematical and natural science. And the omitted variable in that case would be the math and science majors. We kind of compared them against those. Then for the next variable was GPA higher than 3.5, a variable for those who value high paying jobs, a variable for those who are definitely or likely planning to go to graduate school, and then that ideal number of children that they indicated they would like to have. So more on the family friendliness per major, we looked at education and social sciences had a 5% significance that 10.6, they had 10.69 percentage points more female than the natural and mathematical sciences. The arts had 8.81 percentage points more male dominated career goals in the 10% significance level than the math and science people. Humanities had an 11.5 percentage point more male dominated career than the natural and mathematical sciences. And then with business, there was found no significant difference in percentage points of family friendliness by that major. So then going on to this variable, which was really important, we looked at the number of children versus the percent of women in occupation. And so on the left, you can kind of see just a simple regression visualization to kind of help guide the conversation and kind of help set up this data for you. So you can see that just putting in a simple scatter plot and putting in a line of best fit, you can see that there is a positive relationship between these two variables. So as one goes up, so does the other. And through the regression analysis, it was found that for each additional child respondents plan to have, she's choosing a career that is 2.6 percentage points in the direction of a more female-dominated career with a 5% significance level. So this means that someone who's planning to have 5 children versus just 0, she is planning to go into a career that is 13 percentage points higher than the person who is planning to have 0 children. So with the statistical significance between the ideal number of children and the choice of a family-friendly career, it's clear that students are making decisions and investments in their education that will prepare them for careers that reflect their ideal family plans in the future. And this supports the human capital model predictions that these students are considering both variables at the same time and making investment decisions based on that. And so in the future, Cech's research study shows that the disconnection between career and family plans is already happening, which is sort of a positive thing, where women aren't necessarily having to think about all these factors when making their career decisions and investment decisions. So they're not having to think about how they're going to have to make sacrifices, because hopefully we're headed towards a society where we are going to have to make fewer sacrifices as women to care for family and things like that. So this is a positive thing that she's finding. However, systemic forces in the labor market may make it a long battle before all jobs can be considered family friendly. So thank you so much for listening.